Welcome. Come, sit by the fire. I'm the Curator, and tonight I brought something special from the archives. 5 stories, true accounts. Well, as true as anything that happens in the dark can be. You'll meet lost hikers, security guards, investigators who found more than they bargained for. Each one stumbled upon something impossible. The fire's warm, the night is long, and the library is waiting.
They shouldn't be here.
Don't mind her. The archivist isn't the friendliest of the lot. She's protective of the collection, but she's pulled the files we need. Let's begin with our first entry.
I was exploring the old Wonderland Hotel in Elkmont when I heard a whistle echo through the halls. No wind, no footprints, just that sharp note cutting through the dark. Then I found it. A rusted ranger's whistle lying on a ruined bed frame. My breath caught because it was already warm. And when I lifted it, something behind me whistled back. The silhouette wore a ranger's coat, but no face, just the whistle, dangling, waiting for my last breath.
The whistle Marcus found? Catalogued as evidence in 1973. 7 rangers went missing that year. All heard whistling before they vanished. The question isn't whether the whistle called to you. It's whether you'll recognize your own voice when it does. Our next story takes us somewhere familiar. An abandoned mall, a security guard, and something red that refuses to stay in one place. Westbrook Mall closed in 2016. But the balloon? Security logs show it appearing as far back as 1987. Always at 2:47 a.m. Always red. Always moving closer.
I'm a security guard at Westbrook Mall. Been empty 8 years. Every night at 2:47, a red balloon appears in the food court, just floating there. Last night, it was in the arcade. Tonight, I found it outside my office door. I locked myself in, called my supervisor. While I waited, I heard it. That squeaking sound. Wet shoes on tile. Getting closer. I turned around. The balloon was behind me now. And I realized I never heard my door open.
The last guard who filed a report was found 3 days later in his locked office. The balloon was still there. Curious thing about balloons, they need air to float. Or something else. Our third entry involves technology. Specifically, a recording device that shouldn't work. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky. Over 60,000 deaths between 1910 and 1961. Tuberculosis doesn't care who you are. But this story isn't about the dead. It's about time and what happens when it circles back.
I buy estate sale items and flip them online. Tonight I'm going through boxes from Waverly Hills. Found a VHS tape labeled "Don't Watch." So, obviously I watched it. It's dated 1993. Birthday party, kids, cake. Then the camera pans to a basement. This basement. And there's a man watching a tape wearing my jacket.
Kevin sold the tape on eBay 3 days later. It's been purchased and returned 47 times since 1993. Each buyer reports the same thing. They see themselves watching. The archivist tells me time isn't a line, it's a loop. And some places record everything. Our fourth account comes from emergency services. A dispatcher, a phone that shouldn't ring, and a call that changes everything. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. Opened 1909, inspired Stephen King's The Shining. Room 217 is famous, but the switchboard room? That's where the real calls come from. 7 dispatchers have died there since 1985, all during the graveyard shift, all at 3:33 a.m.
I'm a 911 dispatcher at the Stanley Hotel. Used to be a switchboard room back in the 70s. Tonight, a rotary phone appeared on my desk. Unplugged. From evidence storage. At 3:33 a.m., it rang. I answered. The caller was reporting an emergency. They described their location, their situation. Word for word, it was the call from 3 years ago. The one where I was too slow. But this time, they gave a different address. Mine.
Rachel Torres quit 2 days after that call. The dispatch center found her replacement within a week. He lasted 4 nights. The phone still rings. Always at 3:33. And the voice on the other end? Always familiar. Guilt is a strange thing. It doesn't just haunt you. Sometimes it calls ahead. Our final entry takes us into the wilderness, where trails should lead you home. Mammoth Cave National Park, Kentucky. Between 2009 and 2018, 12 hikers went missing near Echo River Trail. All experienced, all with GPS. All reported seeing trail markers that weren't on their maps. Search parties never found those markers, but they found photographs showing wooden arrows, hand-carved, with names beneath them and dates. This is Jenna Holt, travel blogger, 26. She has one rule: always follow marked trails. Tonight, she breaks it.
I've been hiking for 6 hours. My GPS died 2 hours ago. I'm somewhere in Mammoth Cave National Park, but nothing looks right. Then I saw it, a trail marker, wooden arrow pointing into the trees. It looked official, hand-carved but weathered. I followed it. Then I saw another and another, leading deeper into the woods. That's when I heard it. Someone calling for help. In my voice.
Jenna Holt was found 4 days later. Hypothermia, dehydration. Her GPS showed she'd walked in a perfect spiral for 11 hours, ending exactly where she started. The last marker in her photos had her name carved underneath, and yesterday's date. But she took that photo 3 days before. She doesn't hike alone anymore, but sometimes, late at night, she still hears it. Her own voice, calling from the woods.
Close the books. Close them now. They're listening. They hear the stories. Close them.
The archivist has been cataloguing these files for a very long time. She knows things. About Marcus, about the balloon, about what's really on that tape. In the full investigations, you'll learn what Marcus photographed before he vanished, why the balloon appears at 2:47 a.m., what else is on Kevin's tape, who called 911 about Rachel from inside her house, and what name was carved on Jenna's first marker. But here's what most won't notice. The library isn't just stories. It's a puzzle, a doorway, hidden in every video, clues, coordinates, symbols, things that connect across cases, timestamps that align, details in the background waiting for the right eyes. This is an investigation, a hunt. Think Where's Waldo meets real horror. I Spy with consequences. Pattern recognition in shadows. The hunt doesn't stay here. Riddles in the comments, codes in community posts, cross-platform trails that lead elsewhere. And the hunters? They don't work alone. Those who bring their friends, who compare notes, solve together. You'll go places others can't follow. The library exists between your world and mine, a threshold. And the more you uncover, the thinner that barrier becomes. Vote for which case we open first. Find the hidden patterns. Solve the riddles. Cross-reference across platforms. And doors will open. Now, about rewards. Not just access. Not just truth. Real rewards. Deep within the library, there's a place called the Sanctuary. And in the Sanctuary sits a coffer. Every soul that peers into this world, every subscriber, every investigator, adds to what it holds. The larger the community grows, the more substantial the coffer becomes. Those who solve the deepest mysteries, who find what we've hidden across videos, comments, platforms, they don't just get access to restricted files. They claim from the coffer real currency, real artifacts, real influence over what happens next. Subscribe, bring your friends, solve the riddles in the comments, follow the trails we leave across platforms, because we're watching to see who's watching back. The whistle appears in other files. The balloon was seen decades before Westbrook. Marcus's camera recorded something else. And those who find it first, they're in the next chapter. There are rooms in the library even I haven't seen. Restricted sections, files the archivist guards jealously. But if you prove you're ready, if you show us you understand, those locks, they were made to be picked. The fire's waiting. The hunt has begun. And the sanctuary's coffer? It grows with every soul who joins. Until next time, stay out of the dark. Or don't. The stories remember you. And so do we. The coffer awaits.